Hey there. So, I was wondering, have you guys ever been playing a gig or a session or practice and with one of your snare drums, and you have the issue where as you're playing, especially if it's a vintage snare drum, I guess, um, your your snare strainer tensioner starts to loosen up after a little bit. You know, that's a huge burden, you know, especially on these older drums where the snare throw-offs are, you know, loose and worn and, you know, just not very modern. So I have this old, I think it's about round badge Gretsch, probably I think from the 50s. And man, I bought it a little while ago. I absolutely love the way it sounds. Even when you have a tighter tension, it has still like a pretty deep lower fundamental tone. Anyway, I haven't been playing it in a while, and I've been trying to sell it, and fortunately it hasn't sold. And the reason I was trying to sell it was because this snare mechanism, the throw here, keeps loosening up as I'm playing. And I even went and I bought a replacement Gibraltar snare throw. And I knew the holes wouldn't line up, and I just couldn't, for about a couple weeks now, I couldn't bring myself to add extra holes to this, what was pretty much an unmolested drum. You know, there's no extra holes in this or anything. And I just went to bed every day thinking I cannot drill more holes in this drum. You know, I wanted to try to keep it original. So I was thinking at the hardware store today, I was thinking there's got to be something that I can to do to keep this, you know, from turning essentially while I'm playing it. Okay, I love this drum. I really don't want to sell it, but it's all, if I didn't have this issue, this drum would really be something special in my, you know, repertoire of instruments that I pick out. So I was thinking, you know, on a couple of my snare drums, I think maybe the 70s Ludwig on the strainers, they have these little grommets that I'm pretty sure came from the factory. So I went to the hardware store today and I bought these little grommets, and I got about 8 of them because I didn't know how many I would need. So this is just a quick fix. I'll show you what I did here. So essentially, on my strainer here, I loosened it up all the way and undid that. And I just put these on. I put a bunch of them on. I think I put 5 all together to fill that space up. And I put the drum back together, or the strainer back together. Snug that back up. Get it a little tight. So now, when this is under tension, let's see here. When this is under tension here, a couple more turns. There's, if you can see this here, those grommets are essentially holding this this post still. So any vibration when you're playing it won't, you know, unscrew that mechanism. And when you're playing it, it won't, you know, the snare wires won't loosen up. So if you're having this issue yourself and you have an old drum that you really love to play, but it's just not really, you know, the most functional thing, because that you know, that screw will loosen over time after you're just hitting away for a couple songs and you're having the same issue, you know, try to go to your local hardware store and see if they have any of these little rubber washers. And I think they're like 20 cents a piece or something. So, you know, way less money than, you know, getting another snare throw. You can have a generally easy fix. You don't have to drill any holes. It's, you know, like I said, it's affordable, and you don't have to modify anything in the drum. And if you don't think it's cool, you can just take them right off, and no harm, no foul. So if you're having this situation, get to your local hardware store if you have one, or, you know, a mail order service probably, and see if you can't get some grommets. I think these were maybe 5/16 inch or 1/8 inch. I think they were about 1/8 inch, maybe 3/16. Get a little handful for less than $1, and hopefully that'll fix what you got going on. So hopefully this little hack works for you, and I know it'll work for this drum, and it'll work for me, and I'll be playing this drum for a lot longer now, and I don't have to sell it. So, all right, hopefully this helped you, and see you next time for another fix. Later.